Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera untuk kita semua. Shalom, Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, salam kebajikan. Bapak Ibu sekalian, anak-anakku yang terkasih, jumpa lagi dengan saya Indra Charismiadji dalam acara pagi, Pakar Berbagi. Kali ini kita kedatangan narasumber dari mancanegara, ramai di hari ini. Ada dari Malaysia, ada dari Maladewa, ada dari Sri Lanka, yang akan sharing tentang teknologi 3 dimensi dan AR atau AR, Augmented Reality. Nah, jadi ini adalah teknologi baru dalam dunia pendidikan. Jadi kita akan belajar nih tentang hal-hal baru. Kita kedatangan. Mudah-mudahan kita bisa mengambil intisarinya dan kita bisa melihat apa yang bisa kita terapkan, mungkin yang cocok di Indonesia. Nah, untuk mempersingkat waktu, saya akan undang rekan-rekan saya. Saya perkenalkan dulu. Good afternoon, Mr. Balan from Malaysia. How are you?
Ya, Pak Indra. Thank you very much.
Adalah teknologi baru. And there is Mr. Suraij from Maldives, Maladewa. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you.
Good. And Mr. Chatura from Sri Lanka. How are you?
Chatura. I'm happy to be here. Doing very well. Thank you.
Great. So, untuk mempersingkat waktu, who will start first?
So I think I can go ahead.
Okay, great. Go ahead. Please be slowly. I will translate your presentation.
Sure.
Ya, Pak Indra. Thank you very much.
Hello everyone. My name is Chatura. I am Chief Growth Officer at Hologo. We are a education technology company based out of the Maldives. And basically, I'm joined here by my colleague Suraij. He's a senior relationships manager.
Hello, everyone.
Who will start?
And also by our partner in Malaysia, Mr. Balan.
Go ahead. Okay, great. Please be slowly. I will translate your.
Sure.
Yeah.
Hello everyone. I am growth officer at
Go ahead,
Hologo.
Mr. Balan.
We are a education technology company based out of the Maldives. And basically, I'm joined here by my colleague Suraij.
Go ahead, Mr. Balan.
Manager.
Yeah. Now.
And also by our partner in Malaysia, Mr. Balan.
Hi. Is that overlapping?
No. No. Just go ahead.
No. Okay, let's start with the Hologo presentation. Okay.
Yeah. I think Mr. Indra, what he meant by overlapping is on the live YouTube, if it's loud, I think it's being heard into the speaker. I think that's most probably what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we can.
Now. Hi.
Yeah.
Is
Okay.
that overlapping?
No. Just go ahead.
There seems to be an overlap here. Okay. Anyways, so let me just quickly share screen with you guys. Yeah. I think Mr. Indra, what he meant by overlapping is on the live YouTube, if it's loud, I think it's being heard into the speaker. I think that's most probably. So basically, first, I would like to start with what AR is. I'm not too sure if everybody is familiar with the term. AR, it's an interactive experience technology where you bring real world objects and you enhance them through computer generated three-dimensional visuals. And then you present it back into the real world environment through modern day mobiles or tablet devices. And how you do this is by usually the programs activate the camera that is on the device, and then it projects that device 3D object into the environment it sees through the camera. This is what, in short, we call AR technology, augmented reality. Mr. Indra, shall I continue? Okay. So in the last, say around 15 months or so, in the last one and a half to 2 years, AR technology has made a very rapid entry into the education industry. I mean, initially, the digitization of education, it started with smart boards and then streaming videos, and then went into three-dimensional objects. And now it's going into the world of AR, where three-dimensional objects are not being presented in artificial backgrounds or environments. It's actually being displayed in real-world environments. And some of the key advantages of having AR in education, one is that it makes classes more interactive. The technology, it naturally captures the attention of both teachers and students. So when a teacher is using the technology, if they are very much interested in it as well, they are naturally attentive. They are amazed by what it's able to do and how it's able to capture a student's engagement capability or attention capability. And what this does is it makes the classroom a much more collective environment automatically. So students are interested, the teacher is therefore interested in teaching the students. So the teacher doesn't have to spend a lot of time with classroom management, and is allowed much more time to actually pay attention to what is being delivered academically in the classroom, because there's overall a more attentive and interactive class of students that have been presented through the technology.
Let me translate it a little bit,
Sure.
Chatura.
Yeah.
So, Bapak Ibu sekalian, di sekitar 15 bulan sampai 2 tahun belakangan ini, perkembangan augmented reality atau AR dalam dunia pendidikan sangat pesat. Karena ini akan meningkatkan keinteraktifan dari pembelajaran. Anak akan lebih tertarik dengan contoh-contoh yang betul-betul sangat high-tech ya. Jadi membuat kelas semakin menarik, semakin engaging, siswa semakin bersemangat, tidak cepat bosan, guru pun juga akan semakin bersemangat dalam memberikan penjelasan dengan bantuan teknologi yang semakin lama semakin mudah untuk diakses ini. Okay, please continue, Chatura.
Yeah. Another thing is that it increases, so initially it increases the student interactiveness. So then what this naturally drops down to is the increase of student participation. So naturally when the student is more interested, the student wants to participate more. This could be in anything, in listening to the exercise, in listening to the lesson, in attempting the assessments, during the lesson, in attempting the assessments after the lesson, given as homework. So, I mean, naturally what this does is the collective interactiveness introduced through the technology automatically allows the students or makes the students subconsciously participate more.
More engaging, right? That's the word.
Correct.
Okay.
It's
Jadi
like
Bapak-Ibu sekalian,
high level of participation.
Okay.
Sometimes,
Jadi,
you know, we do lessons in the classroom as a teacher. You give everything, but, you know, you get zero feedback. Have you done the lesson?
Okay.
No, I haven't. So, you know, they're not, because the engagement is not there.
Right.
The level of interest is not formed. But with the technology, what it does is it increases it. It makes you participate more because you're naturally interested.
Oke. Jadi yang utama dengan menggunakan teknologi augmented reality ini, yang sangat meningkat adalah partisipasi siswa. Siswa tidak lagi menjadi pihak yang pasif, tetapi justru didorong untuk aktif, sehingga dengan keaktifan mereka, pemahaman tentang konsep-konsep yang diberikan oleh guru akan lebih mudah, ini lebih engaging. Yang betul-betul tingkatkan adalah partisipasi siswa dengan menggunakan augmented reality ini. Oke?
Yeah. So naturally, the collective environment that you formed in the classroom, the increased level of participation voluntarily in the classroom, these all result in an improved and increased memory in the student. Because now the student is voluntarily taking part in the classroom, he's voluntarily attempting his lessons, he's voluntarily listening to the lessons. It's like watching a it's a great Marvel comic movie. It's like watching Iron Man or Superman or Spider-Man. You will never forget the movie. You remember every scene because you're voluntarily paying attention to it. You're watching it with excitement. So what happens is when you're engaged with a technology where you are voluntarily attached to it subconsciously, it increases and improves the memory of what you are learning.
Oke. Jadi kalau kita menggunakan teknologi AR ini, augmented reality ini, belajarnya seakan-akan kita nonton film Marvel, kita nonton Iron Man, kita nonton Avengers, atau nonton film DC, Superman, dan lain sebagainya. Jadi, atau film-film Disney seperti Frozen. Jadi yang betul-betul sesuatu yang membuat anak-anak itu sangat tertarik, menjadi bagian, dan mereka kalau sudah nonton ini, perhatiannya akan penuh dan tidak akan mudah melupakan, bahkan nggak pernah lupa ceritanya. Nah, ini yang akan dilakukan dalam dunia pendidikan dengan memanfaatkan teknologi augmented reality ini.
And when we compare to the traditional methods of teaching or learning with textbooks, the number of activities that we can attempt when compared to textbooks, it's quite endless because it's digital. So in your textbook, today you will have 3 assessments. Tomorrow, it will still be 3 assessments. However, with a digital interface, today you could have 3 assessments. However, tomorrow, that could be made 5. There could be a new assessment introduced to it. And as the variety of the activities, they are designed in the digital, in the AR and digital world, especially with the introduction of gamification to assessments. So the overall design, it's done more towards the mindset of the current generation of students. It's designed more towards almost them subconsciously thinking, oh, I am not learning biology, or I'm not learning chemistry. I'm not learning about the heart. I am playing a game. I'm trying to improve myself in this game. And as I improve myself in this game, like similar to playing a video game, I am in level 1 today. I complete certain tasks, I jump to level 2. I complete those tasks, I jump to level 3. So it's almost a subconscious environment of learning that is provided through the technology and through the introduction of gamification to the technology. So one, it increased the amount of activities that are made available in a very small period of time. It's always increasing compared to a traditional textbook, whereas it's the same activity that you can have. And of course, the other thing, it's designed in a manner where it has been taken out of the traditional method or methodology of teaching and learning and put more into a gamified aspect of things that fits the current generation's mindset more accurately.
Baik. Jadi Bapak Ibu sekalian dan anak-anakku, penggunaan AR ini, augmented reality ini di bawah sadar, peserta didik nggak merasa seperti belajar. tapi mereka merasanya seperti bermain. Karena memang didesain teknologinya menggunakan pendekatan gamification, jadi kayak bermain game, ya. Tetapi sebetulnya apa yang mereka pelajari itu masuk ke dalam otaknya, terekam dengan baik, tanpa merasa ada beban belajar. Karena ngerasanya seperti main game, terasa seperti main game, tapi sebetulnya syarat dengan ilmu, syarat dengan kompetensi, hanya memang didesain sedemikian rupa, sesuai dengan minat dari anak-anak era digital ini. Okay, please continue, Chatura.
Yeah. And finally, it improves, it increases student-to-student activities. Like, for example, in a game, you have multiplayer. So 4 people play together. So the solutions in AR, it allows students to digitally team up for group-based assessments. It is almost like it's identical to kids playing a video game with their friends and they're connected through the internet. Only they're not playing video games. Maybe they're doing a lesson on biology given by their teacher. This could be a lesson on how to, so they're given, so each student is given so the heart is, say, divided into 4 pieces or 5 pieces or 10 pieces. This depends on the level of academics you're in. If you're a primary level, maybe it could be divided into the 4 main components of the heart. If you're in a middle school level, these components will increase to 8 maybe. If you're in high school level, maybe this would be expanded to 15 parts. So ideally, each part would be given digitally to a student. And then their exercise would be to put the heart together and to label the heart and then to put all the descriptions of the heart and complete the lesson. So this could be the homework that is given by the teacher to do for the students, and the students can be put into groups of, say, 4, 5, and they'll be given these components, say 3 components each, 4 components each, and they'll be asked to go home, connect with their devices, and then put it together. And so it's basically a project. And to finish it, to label it as they have learned it during class, and then to bring it back to school and to present it. So ideally what this does is, it makes the student-to-student interactiveness, even at a distant learning perspective, it makes it it's increased when you compare it to
So
traditional
basically,
methods.
this approach also improves collaboration,
Correct.
communication among students. Is that
Correct.
is that
Exactly,
okay.
exactly. Because
Jadi
in a
Bapak Ibu
traditional
sekalian,
method, you can't.
okay.
With your textbooks, etc.
Bapak Ibu sekalian,
go ahead.
right. Pendekatan augmented reality ini memang sudah sangat modern dan memberikan hal-hal baru yang tidak bisa diberikan oleh buku teks tradisional, buku pelajaran tradisional. Selain tadi pendekatannya adalah pendekatan seperti bermain game. Nah, ini juga kalau kita melihat anak-anak kita sekarang main gamenya itu nggak seperti zaman saya dulu, yang memang kalau main bola kita harus sama-sama ke lapangan, mainnya itu ya di lapangan bareng-bareng. Tetapi mereka sekarang bisa bermain game itu dari rumah masing-masing. Dan itu akibat perkembangan teknologi. Nah, sama pendekatannya dengan augmented reality ini, mereka bisa berkolaborasi, mereka seolah-olah sedang bermain game padahal mereka sedang belajar. Nah, jadi ini yang akan diberikan oleh augmented reality.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So,
and another thing is the beauty of digital technology, as I mentioned earlier. The initial, it's also to do with, it's a monetary thing. So you make an investment. However, with a textbook, you make an investment. Once you've completed the textbook, that is it. It's completed. You'll have to buy yourself a new textbook to find more new content. But with digital education and with AR platforms, for example, we as a company, we add a minimum of 30 to 50 lessons into our existing library every month. So that means every month, so in 1 year, the students or the teachers will basically be entitled to experiencing a minimum of maybe 360 lessons additionally to what they first saw when they came into the platform. It's because it's the beauty of digitization. It's an ever-growing library, and you don't have to make an additional investment. But when it comes to traditional methods of education, you have to keep purchasing and keep purchasing. But here, where you pay a very, very small amount for 1 year and you keep renewing your subscription, but the content you receive in exchange for that very small amount in terms of investment is 100 times more advantageous in compared to buying a physical book.
Can you repeat how many contents you put, new content you put every year on average?
Every month we put 30 to 50.
Every month?
30 to 50.
30 sampai 50.
So minimum there is 360 lessons that are added annually.
Okay.
Maximum, I believe it's 600.
Okay. Jadi Bapak Ibu sekalian, selain yang tadi kami jelaskan perbedaan dengan buku teks tradisional, ternyata juga penggunaan AR ini, Augmented Reality ini, karena basisnya adalah digital, itu kita tidak selalu harus membeli alat baru, tetapi kontennya bahkan secara rata-rata dibuat konten-konten baru itu sebulan antara 30 sampai 50 konten baru. Jadi betul-betul generasi anak-anak kita ini akan merasakan begitu banyaknya konten baru dan sangat menarik. Tidak seperti zaman saya dulu yang adanya buku teks, kertasnya kertas koran, gambarnya aja nggak jelas kan gitu tuh gambar apa. Tapi betul-betul
zaman kita juga
bisa
Bapak.
dibawa hidup.
Ya, right? Zaman kita juga.
So we experience the same thing, right?
Yeah.
With like newspaper type of, you know, paper. So it's
kalau saya bisa tambah ya. Saya sebagai seorang guru, saya mengajar biologi dengan kimia. So bila saya tunjukkan let's say untuk kimia dengan biologi, struktur jantung, right? So student-student, murid-murid saya, mereka terkagum dengan augmented reality di mana mereka boleh bawa kepada dunia fizikal. So bila saya buat dalam pelajaran dalam kelas, kita boleh gunakan projector. So mana-mana guru perlu download dan just paparkan or just wifi dengan projector. So mereka kagum, and saya boleh buat satu additional let's say hard, saya boleh share kepada mereka. Saya boleh kongsi kepada student-student saya yang ada app tersebut dan buat satu assignment. And lagi pas, easy, dan mereka terpikat macam Pak Indra kata, it's gamification. Dia macam Pokemon lah, game Pokemon. Saya tak pernah main Pokemon, tapi saya tengok ramai anak-anak yang suka selalu dengan mereka punya HP. HP, no world for them. That's what they're telling. So every time it's the HP or the tab. Okay, teruskan Pak Indra.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, basically, these are some of the very key advantages of both digital education as well as augmented reality as a technology that is a part of the whole scope of digital education. And now coming back to our application. So I mean, as you can see on the presentation, so we as Hologo, we are basically a teacher and student resource. Think of us as almost a digital library, a digital book that is always upgrading itself and updating itself on a monthly basis. And we have not aligned ourselves to any curriculum per se. So we go as a universal curriculum agnostic solution. Yeah. And but we are in the process of building curriculum-specific bundles as well for the markets, specific markets. But our flagship product is a universal curriculum digital library.
Bapak Ibu sekalian, Hologo ini menempatkan diri sebagai perpustakaan konten-konten digital yang berbasis teknologi augmented reality ini. Memang secara khusus tidak menempel pada kurikulum tertentu, tetapi pada dasarnya secara umum kalau tadi dikatakan misalnya kita mau belajar tentang jantung, bagaimana jantung bekerja atau pernafasan. Saya rasa jantungnya orang Indonesia bekerjanya juga sama dengan jantungnya orang Malaysia, orang Inggris, orang Amerika, orang India, orang Tiongkok. Jadi akan mengambil yang universal, di mana secara umum anatomi tubuh manusia dan nanti kalau kita bicara sains, biologi, fisika itu secara umum sama. Hanya dibuat lebih menarik lagi dengan teknologi augmented ini. Okay, please continue.
And at the moment, we have just over 400 lessons in the library. And as I mentioned earlier, we add a minimum of 30 to 50 lessons every month onto this library. And our primary focus is on STEM, and all the lessons and the assets that we have provided are incorporating technologies such as 3D and AR. And there's a special section called Journeys in the application where we incorporate VR as well.
Oke. So sekarang ada sekitar 400 konten yang akan ditambah terus dengan tadi rata-rata 30 sampai 50 konten baru per bulan. Nah, ini akan meningkat terus dan modelnya akan penggunanya akan berlangganan dengan biaya sangat murah per tahun. Nanti akan dijelaskan detail lagi oleh Catura dan teman-teman. Tapi memang fokusnya adalah pendidikan STEM atau STEAM, di mana akan menggabungkan antara sains, teknologi, engineering atau rekayasa, art atau seni, dan matematika yang tergabung menjadi sebuah model pembelajaran yang terintegrasi. Akan modelnya lintas mata pelajaran, lintas ilmu atau interdisciplinary. Okay, please continue.
And at the moment, so we have the application in 2 platforms. So one is the mobile app that is available for smartphones and tablets. And so with the mobile app, it works with devices that are compatible or supporting AR. So by this, what we mean is from a Apple manufacturer or iPhone or iPad perspective, all models that have been produced after 2018 that have AR kit, it's compatible. And with Android, all devices that have been again manufactured after 2018 with AR Core, the program is compatible. However, with Android, because it's a wide range of manufacturers, multiple brands, certain devices that have very low processing power, so meaning 2 GB RAM or 3 GB RAM or 4 GB RAM, you will be able to download the device, the application or the mobile app onto your phone or device. However, certain lessons will not load because of the low processing power. So only higher end devices on Android will have the capability for it to operate. So normally 4 RAM or 6 RAM onwards.
4 GB RAM, you mean, right?
Yes.
Oke. Jadi Bapak-Ibu sekalian, platform yang bisa digunakan secara optimal untuk AR ini, kalau Anda menggunakan ponsel cerdas, HP yang smart, baik itu iOS maupun Android, itu yang optimal adalah yang dibuat setelah tahun 2018 dengan RAM-nya minimal 4 GB. Kalau di bawah itu ada kemungkinan tidak bisa berfungsi dengan baik. Jadi pastikan peralatannya seperti itu, ya karena memang ini membutuhkan akses teknologi yang juga mumpuni karena teknologinya juga tinggi. Okay, continue.
So in the mobile app, we have all the lessons in 3D and AR. And we have provided the first level of gamification for our assessments. And there are two forms of subscription models. One is the student subscription and the other is the teacher subscription. For teachers, they are able to customize the lessons. And I think I can get to the lesson customization.
Ada dua. Let me explain first. Ada dua model, baik itu untuk jadi langganan untuk siswa ataupun langganan untuk guru. Yang untuk nanti gurunya bisa mampu mengkustomisasi atau mengubah sesuai dengan apa yang mereka ingin jalankan dalam pembelajarannya. Dan dengan secara detail akan dijelaskan oleh Chatura. Okay, please continue.
So by lesson customization, what we mean is teachers can use our models that are made available, the 3D and AR models, and they can record their own audio overlay of that lesson. So there is a standard lesson that we have provided in English, but if the teacher doesn't like that lesson, of course, no teacher is going to use another lesson. They would prefer to do their own. So what they can do is they can record their own lesson. They can use the platform or the device and the app like a voice recorder and put their own audio lesson and save it into their internal library in the app.
Oke, salah satu bentuk optimisasinya adalah guru bisa merekam suara untuk entah menggantikan karena memang ini masih dibuat dalam bahasa Inggris untuk menjadi seperti tambahan menggunakan bahasa Indonesia atau ada catatan-catatan penting yang mau disampaikan masuk ke dalam pembelajaran dalam AR ini. Chatura, before you continue, the web platform, is it also the same as the smartphone or tablets platform?
No, at the moment, no. So this is why I would like to. So once I finish on the features of the app, I will continue to the web.
Okay. So you are explaining on the smartphone and tablet first.
Yes, at the first, yeah. So and basically, so once these customized lessons are saved into the internal library of the teachers within the app, they can create private networks of students again in the app. By this, what we mean is they can go to their profile and they can go to a section called students, which I will demonstrate later on. And they can basically enter the email addresses of students that are already using Hologo, and they can bring them into their private network. Once they've been brought to the private network, all the custom lessons that they are building within the application, they can share it with the private network of students.
What do you mean by private networks of students? Meaning their own system or what?
So they can, say, for example, I am a teacher and I have basically 10 students who's a part of, who's using Hologo.
Okay.
So what I do is I take the email addresses of these students and within the application, I can go and I can add them into a private network in my app. And then I can share my my custom lessons to my private network of students. So they can go and listen to me and me conducting and giving a lesson on the heart.
Okay. So it's like a learning management system within the platform, right? Similar.
Yes, not a learning management system per se, but similar.
Not a full-blown, but something that
correct.
Basically, okay. Jadi Bapak Ibu sekalian, dalam sistem Hologo ini juga para guru ini nanti bisa mengumpulkan siswa-siswanya yang menggunakan program ini dan masuk ke dalam sebuah kelas atau disebut dengan jaringan khusus hanya untuk guru tersebut atau siswa-siswa tersebut yang nggak akan campur dengan yang lainnya. Jadi memang sudah didesain khusus untuk para guru dan siswanya saja, nggak bercampur dengan sistem dan juga tidak umum dengan yang lain karena sudah ada semacam learning management system, semacam Google Classroom begitu, ya kan? Tapi di dalam Hologo ini dan sudah menjadi satu paket.
So basically,
Okay,
these are the
continue.
features that we get in the app, and on the web, it's a much more simpler layout that we currently have. The web itself, as it is, it's a beta version that is there. The version 1, the commercial version 1 of the web will be launched at the end of Q3 this year. So towards August, September, we will have the version 1 web. At the moment, in the beta version, it's compatible with all devices because it's a web page. And what we have provided are the streaming lessons, basically, of all the interactive lessons that are available in the app. So what we have done is we have recorded all the interactive lessons that are in the app, and we have made videos out of them, and we have featured it in the web library.
Oke. Bapak-Ibu sekalian, yang untuk versi webnya sekarang masih versi beta, nanti yang fullnya baru akan di launching sekitar bulan Agustus. Jadi sekarang masih berupa rekaman dari apa yang ada di aplikasi smartphone dan tabletnya ini. Tapi sudah bisa saling melengkapi. Jadi masih kalau kita mau mencari yang betul-betul AR-nya itu masih di smartphone atau di tabletnya, sedangkan kalau yang untuk webnya nanti yang fullnya baru bulan Agustus. Okay, continue.
Yeah. And so once in August it's released, then every single thing, all the features that are available in the app plus more will be made available once the version 1 comes out. And we have given in the web itself, we have given more MCQ style assessments that are made available in type forms, as well as additional reading has also been provided to go support the video lessons.
In both web and app, right?
Yes, in the web, we have an MCQ form of app assessments, like selecting and related reading, additional reading.
Okay.
In the app, we have the gamification.
Oh, oke. Jadi kalau kita sekarang ke platform webnya, itu akan ada assessment yang bentuknya adalah pilihan ganda, multiple choice question. Sedangkan kalau yang di aplikasinya, yang di HP atau di tablet itu sudah bentuknya game. Jadi ini akan bisa saling melengkapi sehingga pembelajaran tadi bisa utuh. Yeah, please continue.
Yeah. So this is basically what the product is. And what I'll do now is I'm also signed in with my mobile phone. So I'll quickly log in through the phone and basically.
Nah, ini yang ditunjukkan adalah aplikasinya menggunakan HP-nya Catura dan kita lihat apa yang akan muncul di dalam HP.
So this is the mobile application that you see right here, and on the top we've got all the subjects. Yeah, and as I mentioned earlier, we are primarily focused on STEM. So you'll find the basic science subjects, biology, chemistry, physics. In addition to that, there is earth sciences, in geography, mathematics, and we have a section called animals that is mainly focusing on animal biology, and one other section outside of the basic STEM subjects called journeys.
Journeys?
Yes.
Well,
So
okay.
so journeys basically is it's what we call is we are providing a VR experience into special landmarks, ancient landmarks or modern landmarks around the world,
Okay.
as well as outer space experiences. So ideally,
I
it's a
see.
VR experience without the VR headset. You don't need the headset to experience it.
Oke. Jadi Bapak Ibu sekalian kita lihat di atas itu ada pilihan bidangnya, ada kimia, biologi, tadi matematika, geografi dan lain sebagainya. Fisika, ya. Ada yang khusus tentang hewan-hewan, ada juga journeys. Journeys itu perjalanan. Isinya adalah nanti pengalaman virtual, jadi virtual reality untuk masuk ke tempat-tempat yang menarik di seluruh dunia. Okay, continue.
Yeah. So I'm going to go into a subject right now. So what happens when you go into a subject is you've got the entire content categorized as per the subject, and you can basically see, you can access all the categories just by scrolling vertically up or down, and then each category has their respective lessons, and to access them you can just scroll horizontally in this manner.
Ya, Bapak Ibu sekalian itu bisa dilihat listnya, ya kan? Bisa memilih ke kiri dan ke kanan pilihan dari materinya. Ada yang bicara tuh tadi tentang heart, itu jantung, human brain, otak manusia, dan di atasnya ada banyak pilihan.
So I'm going to go into a lesson right now. I'm actually going to go into 2DK. So there are two ways of providing the lessons, two formats. One is what we call the 3D grayscale format. It's what you see right here. So basically what this is we give the 3D model and with a gray background. Okay.
Pilihan pertama adalah menggunakan 3 dimensi dengan latar belakang abu-abu. Ini adalah model pertama.
So you can pinch in to the object, you can pinch out. If there are multiple layers inside, when you zoom in, it will actually zoom through the layer. Only if there is. If there isn't, it won't. And basically you can zoom out and you can navigate the model in a 360-degree angle.
Ya, ini belajar tentang gigi, bisa di zoom in, bisa di zoom out, diperbesar, perkecil, nanti bisa dalam, bisa dibolak-balik. Jadi anak-anak kita bisa belajar contohnya tentang gigi secara detail, ya kan, dalam-dalamnya dengan metode yang sangat menarik. Ini dengan metode 3 dimensi.
And the other option, of course, is the AR function. So to activate the AR function, I have to simply just press the AR button on top. And what this does is it activates my camera. And now I just quickly calibrate it and I will bring the model into the room. So now.
Nah, ini augmented reality-nya. Jadi kalau tadi itu masih latar belakangnya abu-abu, ya kan? Kalau sekarang ini menjadi kayak hidup, ya. Ini yang disebut dengan augmented reality.
So now, just to take you through the features. So at the bottom, we've got all the lesson basically divided into multiple slides that you can see. So tooth decay, pulp cavity, infection of pulp cavity, removal of decayed part, filling, caring for teeth. So
nah, yang di bawah itu adalah materi-materi ajarnya. Can you show one of the content?
Yes. So basically, as I mentioned earlier, we have provided a standard lesson. And when you press on the first slide, or it can be any slide, what happens is the audio, the standard lesson that has been given will start to play, and then it will continue playing until all the slides are completed and the lesson has come to an end. But of course, you as a user, you have the option of stopping it whenever you want by pressing the play button.
Hello guys, so we meet again with another lesson. Well, this lesson is going to be very interesting and very important too, so listen carefully. Today's lesson is about tooth decay. When you eat too much sugary or starchy food and don't clean or brush your teeth afterwards, some of the food particles stay stuck in between the teeth. And then bacteria starts to act on it. When you leave it for many days, the food particles, cheek cells, saliva, along with the bacteria forms plaque on the tooth. Later, it hardens to form tartar, trapping the bacteria along with the sugars from the food particles between the teeth. Then,
So now I'm going to go into the other slide, for example. There we go.
The enamel and dentine decays rapidly and the bacteria reaches the pulp cavity.
This is
No, ini
slide
langsung
3.
muncul penjelasan bagian-bagian.
When the bacteria reaches the pulp cavity, severe pain may be felt that may affect.
Slide 4, that's cleaning.
As you can see, when the tooth has become.
This slide 5, that's filling it in. And then final slide is just advice on
Well,
how
now
to
you
care
see
for
the
it.
whole process occur in front of your eyes. Isn't it painful? I'm sure no one would want to have that happen to their teeth. Therefore,
So that's how it goes, basically.
Very interesting ya, menarik sekali ya Bapak Ibu. Ini saya aja kalau belajar dengan cara ini kayaknya semangat nih kan gitu. Jadi kayak betul-betul bermain dengan gigi beneran, bisa menjelaskan dalam-dalamnya, bisa belajar bagaimana kalau tadi ada bakteri, menarik sekali.
And so now just to
Okay,
quickly
please
take you through the options. So right at the bottom on the left, we have the label function. So as a user, if I want the labels, I can press and the labels will appear in this panel. If I don't want it, I can just press it again and it goes away. And in the middle,
Oh, itu ada pilihan untuk labelnya tadi ya, detail bagian-bagiannya akan muncul, tapi kalau tidak mau juga bisa ditutup.
in the middle is the play button where you can start the standard audio that has been given. And at the bottom right, there's a binocular icon. This icon is only made available for teacher subscriptions, as we call this the teacher's mode or the explorer mode. And when we press on it, what you see is a very noticeable red record button in the middle. And as I mentioned earlier, with regards to the customization in lessons that teachers can do, here what they can do now is they can press record. And now, as you can see, everything that I'm saying right now is being recorded into an audio file that
Okay.
will then be later stored into the app library. So as a teacher, what I can do now is I can make my own custom lesson on tooth decay. I can talk about, and I can do this slide by slide. I can talk about it in any language I want. I can align it to any curriculum. I can align it to any grade, if it's primary school, middle school, high school, and basically talk about tooth decay introduction. I can go into information. If I want my students to do some sort of assessment, I could voice in that assessment also. And once I'm completed, I can simply press on the record button again, and it will ask me to name it. So I can call it tooth decay by Chatura, put my name so that people will know that it's from me. And I can put a description. If I want, I can write, I can say Cambridge, grade 8 tooth decay lesson.
Nice.
And I can save it. So now what happens is it has saved into my internal library.
Can you play
Yeah.
it?
Yes. So how do I play it? There is a 3-dotted button that you see right next to it.
I have to
Okay.
press on it, and there you go. Can you hear?
Cannot hear the audio, yeah.
I think it's because you are currently on Zoom right now, so your
Oh,
audio
yeah.
would be going
Yeah.
onto the Zoom. So,
So
but
basically, as you can see, the bar underneath, it's playing.
yeah,
So it's playing the custom lesson.
Yeah.
So students also,
Okay.
so when students receive it, they will see the 3-dot button, and they can press on
Right.
it, and then they can choose their teacher's lesson, and they can listen to it, and they can do whatever they would want to.
Right. Okay. So let me explain to the audience. Bapak Ibu sekalian, kita lihat ini pilihan untuk guru ya. Tadi salah satu kustomisasinya adalah guru bisa merekam catatan, tambahan, atau bahkan memang mau menggunakan, kalau tadi kan penjelasan yang awal kan pakai bahasa Inggris semua. Kita mau menggunakan bahasa Indonesia. Ini materinya sama tentang kerusakan gigi, ya kan? Tooth decay, kerusakan gigi. Nah, jadi guru mau menjelaskan, tadi sudah ditunjukkan oleh Catura cara gimana, ngerekamnya gimana, gampang sekali kan? Tinggal pencet saja tombol merah, suara terekam, kemudian disimpan tadi ada judulnya, ada deskripsinya. Nah, tinggal tadi kirim ke siswa kita sudah menerima materi yang AR ini, Augmented Reality, sudah dengan catatan kita. Jadi sudah kita customize sesuai dengan apa yang kita ajarkan. Okay?
Yeah. And so finally, what we have is the last one. That's the puzzle icon that you can see. This is the first level of gamification that we have introduced to the application. So we have introduced 2 forms of gamification. One is matching the labels, and the other form is where you have to choose the correct model. Yeah. So for example, I'm going to press play, and now what you can see are all the labels here. They are everywhere. So I have to normally go and find the labels. And what I need to do is, once I find it, I'm not sure if I can attempt this correctly. So I have to press on it, and then I have to put it into the correct place, for example. If it's correct, it will go, just a second, it will turn green. If it's incorrect, it's going to turn red. So what I will do right now is I will go into a very simple lesson. So I am very good at this, and I can demonstrate the assessment much better.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think you have.
Okay, so there we go. So now what do? I press the puzzle icon, I press play, and now I take the root and I put it here. I take the leaf, I put it here. I take the stem and I put it there. So once I finish it, so it gives me a score according to how fast I finish the activity. And as you can see on the top, my top score is 200. So this time I got 176. So this is the first form of gamification that we have introduced to the application. However, as the updates come in, there will be more and more types of gamification that we will be introducing. Like I mentioned earlier, we will be able to completely break models to basically assemble and disassemble parts of the heart or an engine, for example. I mean, these sorts of things will be introduced as the technology allows us to do so. At the moment, this is what we have.
Can you close the score so I can explain to them the...
Yeah.
Bapak-Ibu sekalian, ini contoh bentuk gamenya, permainan yang mendidik, ya kan? Jadi kita tidak sekedar hanya ngasih pilihan ganda, tapi ini kan satu hal yang simpel ya. Pertanyaannya, coba tentukan mana yang daun, yaitu leaf, mana yang batang, yaitu stem, mana yang akar, root, nah gitu. Jadi tadi ditarik saja pakai jari kita, memastikan yang mana sih yang, nah ini contoh, itu adalah daun. itu hijau, ya kan? Jawabannya hijau, benar. Tapi kalau salah akan merah. Dan ini akan dilihat dari kecepatan kita, ketepatan kita angka ini. Dan ini bisa dilakukan berulang-ulang oleh siswa kita sampai mereka paham betul. Oke?
So basically, this is how all the lessons are provided within the application. And so all the other lessons that there are in every other subject, it's in the same format. You get the lessons in 3D and AR, you get the gamification, and you get the ability for teachers get the ability to put in their own audio overlay for the existing models that have been given.
Jadi Bapak Ibu sekalian, ini di chat box ada pertanyaan apakah tersedia suara dalam bahasa Indonesia yang sekarang belum ada, tetapi tadi Bapak Ibu guru bisa memasukkan suara Bapak Ibu guru sendiri untuk menjelaskannya dalam bahasa Indonesia. Jadi itu salah satu bentuk kita bisa membuatnya menggunakan bahasa Indonesia kalau memang di sekolah belum menggunakan bahasa Inggris.
Yeah.
Okay.
Soon. Bahasa Indonesianya soon.
It will come soon. Yes.
Mereka mengatakan bahasa Indonesia dalam waktu dekat akan hadir juga. Wah, keren.
Yeah, keren. Yeah.
So apart from this, there's one section that is called journeys. I will give you a full demo of this at the end of the webinar. However, right now, what I can do is give you a very short glimpse. So what happens here is, say, for example, I want to go to the Great Wall of China. I click on it and a door appears. Ideally, to get the full experience, yes, Mr. Indra, you can go.
Yeah, Pak Indra.
Yeah, so
just go ahead.
Yes,
I will.
Okay. You get a virtual door. So to make the full experience available, you have to always activate AR. I will do this towards the end of the webinar, but now I will keep it in 3D mode just to show you a glimpse. So what happens is when you click on the door, it opens and then you go in. So when you're in now, for example, you're in Great Wall of China. So ideally you can walk around and you can see at the moment, for example, you can only see a 180-degree angle. However, when you click AR and when you go inside, you get a 360-degree experience. So this is what it is.
So can you walk like going up there?
This here, no. So it comes at the moment, we have provided the journeys in 3 formats. One is a 360 picture, which you see here. It's a 360 photo. The other is a 360 video. So ideally the same thing, but it's a video. So you will see people walking around, for example. You can see people walking around and cars moving because it's a video. And the other is a completely generated journey or experience.
Virtual reality.
Yeah, meaning we have completely developed and created the space. So there is one like this inside the application called the solar system. So for example, in the solar system, when we go inside, if we see the sun, the closer we walk towards the sun, the bigger it will become. The more we walk away from the sun, the smaller it will become. So in this, it will understand spaces. However,
can you show us that part? I think it sounds interesting, the solar system.
Yeah, I'm going to show the solar system right after, we will finish the demo lesson. And then at the end, I will give the experience.
Okay, great. Jadi Bapak Ibu sekalian, kita bisa lihat ini contoh, ya kan? Tanpa kita datang ke Tiongkok, kita mau merasakan bagaimana rasanya ke tembok Cina, bisa hanya menggunakan HP kita. Anak-anak kita bisa belajar tentang tembok Cina dan bahkan seakan berada di sana hanya dengan menggunakan HP-nya saja.
So now what we've done is basically we've come to the end of the first section. So now what Suraij will do is we've come to the second section where the students will do a small activity with the students. So basically what we will do is we will choose a lesson. I think the lesson will be on the digestive system.
Yeah, that's right.
And we will play a video and we will share right after the video, we will share a link to an assessment, a small, like 5-question assessment that the students can attempt. And after that, they can complete it and they can share it with us. And then once that is completed, we will go into the next phase, which is doing the journeys.
Yeah.
So again, I think when the students, when we are playing the lesson, it will be great if the students can pay attention and carefully listen to the video.
Yeah, sure. Here are some. Well, we have a few teachers here as well that
Okay, brilliant.
can work as students, right?
Yeah,
They can experience
absolutely
it.
fine. Yeah, I think it's the experience that's important, and they can do it.
Okay, good.
All right, shall we show the video lesson now, Satoru?
Please do.
Suraij,
Yeah.
just a second. Okay, 1 minute. Oh, just a second. So as I mentioned, we will be doing the lesson on the digestive system. So I believe the video is about 3 minutes or so.
It will be a bit longer than that.
A bit longer? Okay.
Yeah.
So I think we can all listen to it. Even I haven't completely listened to it.
Okay.
Okay, so please, student, teachers who are in the Zoom room, Bapak Ibu sekalian juga yang berada di YouTube, kalau mau mencoba silakan. Ini akan demo pembelajarannya.
Alright guys, so today we learn all about the human digestive system. The human digestive system consists of 7 major parts. There's the mouth, the esophagus, the stomach, the small intestine or ileum, the large intestine or the colon, the rectum, and the anus. Human nutrition involves 5 phases. There's ingestion, digestion, absorption, assimilation.
Just a second. I think is it a little blurry? Or
Yeah.
Is it me? Yeah, no? Just in 1 minute. I believe.
Yeah,
it's-
a bit blurry.
Yeah, 1 minute. I think I can fix this. I think it's better now, yeah?
Yes.
Alright
Yeah,
guys,
this
so
one is
today we
good.
learn all about the human digestive system. The human digestive system consists of 7 major parts. There's the mouth, the esophagus, the stomach, the small intestine or ileum, the large intestine or the colon, the rectum, and the anus. Human nutrition involves 5 phases. There's ingestion, digestion, absorption, assimilation, and egestion. Ingestion is the taking in of food into the body through the mouth. Next comes digestion. Digestion is the breaking down of large insoluble food molecules into smaller, simpler, and soluble ones. There are 2 types of digestion that takes place in the human body: mechanical digestion and chemical digestion. Mechanical digestion is the breaking down of food using teeth. In other words, it is the act of chewing the food. Mechanical digestion also takes place in the stomach. It occurs during the muscular churning of the food by the stomach. Now the next phase is absorption. As the name suggests, it is the act of absorbing the soluble food molecules into the bloodstream from the alimentary canal. The fourth phase is called assimilation. This is the act of using the absorbed food molecules for respiration and other life processes, and also to build the tissues of the body. The very last phase is called egestion. This is the removal of undigested food substances from the body. With this phase, the process of human nutrition is now complete. So now let's take a deeper look into the process of human nutrition. It first starts at the mouth. Food is taken in, and the teeth chews the food, thereby increasing the surface area. At this time, the salivary glands release saliva into the mouth and cover the food with it. The saliva contains four main substances: water, the salivary amylase, mucin, and bicarbonate salts. The water moistens the food. The salivary amylase is the enzyme which breaks down starch into maltose inside the mouth. The bicarbonate salts provide a slightly alkaline pH for the enzyme to work in. And finally, the mucin is a protein which is sticky in nature and helps to bind and lubricate the food. Then, chemical digestion takes place. The salivary amylase breaks down starch present in the food into maltose, which is a much simpler substance. Then the tongue rolls the food into a bowl and pushes them to the back of the buccal or backole cavity for swallowing. Alright, so now the food passes down into the gullet, or in more scientific terms, the esophagus. The esophagus is a muscular tube connecting the mouth to the stomach. Here, waves of muscle contractions called peristalsis occur. This muscle movement forces the food down the esophagus and into the stomach. As you can see, the walls of the esophagus are made up of two different types of muscles, called circular muscles and longitudinal muscles. When the circular muscles in one region contract, they make the alimentary canal narrow in that particular region, thereby pushing the food down the alimentary canal. This movement brings the food bolus into the stomach. Alright, so now we look at the stomach. The stomach is a muscular bag which churns the food. This turns the food into a semi-liquid called chyme. Also, the stomach wall secretes a liquid called gastric juice. This gastric juice contains three main ingredients. They are hydrochloric acid, the enzyme pepsin, and the enzyme renin. Hydrochloric acid provides an acidic medium for the enzyme pepsin to work in, and also it activates the enzymes present within the stomach. In addition to that, the hydrochloric acid kills harmful bacteria that come along with the food. The enzyme pepsin is a protease enzyme, which digests the protein present in the food into simpler polypeptides. On the other hand, the enzyme renin is only present in infant mammals. It converts milk into curds or solidified milk by clotting the proteins in the milk. The walls of the stomach also produce a substance called mucus. This prevents the stomach wall from being self-digested from the acid in the stomach. From the stomach, the digested food then enters the small intestine. The small intestine is made up of two parts. The first part is called the duodenum, and the rest is known as the ileum. Alrighty, so guys, now remember the duodenum is slightly alkaline. This is because the duodenum receives an alkaline solution called bile. Bile is a solution which is produced by the liver but stored in the gallbladder. This bile contains bile salts and bile pigments. The function of bile salts is to emulsify the fats. It means the breaking down of large fat molecules into smaller droplets so that lipase can digest them quickly. Bile also contains sodium hydrogen carbonate in order to neutralize the acidic chyme coming from the stomach. The duodenum also receives another substance called pancreatic juice from the pancreas through the pancreatic duct. The pancreatic juice also contains sodium hydrogen carbonate, which make it slightly alkaline. This pancreatic juice contains three different enzymes. They are pancreatic amylase, trypsin, and lipase. Pancreatic amylase digests starch present in the food into the simpler substance maltose, and the enzyme trypsin digests proteins such as polypeptides into smaller peptides, and the enzyme lipase digests fats into fatty acids and glycerol. Alright, so now the food travels down into the ileum. The ileum finalizes the process of digestion and absorbs the digested foods. Its walls secrete a liquid called intestinal juice, which contains 3 different enzymes. They are maltase, erepsin, and lipase. Maltase digests maltose into the simpler and soluble substance glucose, and the enzyme erepsin digests peptides into amino acids, which is a simple and soluble substance. In addition to this, the enzyme lipase completes the fat digestion by breaking down the remaining fat molecules into fatty acids and glycerol. Now guys, it's time for the third phase in human nutrition, which is absorption of the digested food. Absorption of food occurs in the ileum. Inside the ileum, there are numerous finger-like projections called villi, or villi. The villi has many adaptations to make the absorption of food most efficient. First of all, villi are extremely numerous in number, thereby increasing the internal surface area of the ileum. Also, its walls are 1 cell thick, thereby decreasing the diffusion distance. And they are able to move to bring themselves into closer contact with the food. Additionally, there are epithelial cells containing microscopic villi, which further increases the surface area of the villi themselves. And the villi are supplied with a network of blood capillaries, which absorbs fatty acids and glycerol. Alright, so now the food enters the colon, the large intestine. The colon absorbs water, mineral salts, and vitamins. For more effective absorption, the walls are folded to increase the surface area, as you can see from the diagram. After absorption, the undigested fiber forms the bulk. This undigested bulk is then passed onto the rectum. The rectum is a muscular storage chamber where the undigested food, otherwise known as feces, is held and moved before being pushed out through the anus by egestion. Then finally comes the anus. This is the exit to the alimentary canal. As you can see, the anus is closed by a ring of muscles which is relaxed during egestion. Alright, so now comes the final phase of human nutrition, assimilation, which is effectively the using of the absorbed food. Amino acids and glucose absorbed by the capillaries of the villi are carried to the liver by the hepatic portal vein. The glucose moves into the bloodstream to release energy during respiration. The excess glucose is stored in the liver as glycogen. The amino acids absorbed are used to make new proteins by protein synthesis. Excess amino acids are never stored in the body. Instead, they are broken down by a process called deamination. The fats are stored by the lacteal through the lymphatic system and then poured into the bloodstream. So guys, that's all for today. Thank you for listening, and I really do hope you got a lot out of this.
Ya, Bapak Ibu sekalian, itu tadi contoh pelajaran tentang sistem pencernaan manusia yang sudah menggunakan teknologi Augmented Reality. Beda banget ya dengan model kayu yang mungkin sekarang ada di sekolah-sekolah kita. Right,
This
the
is
wooden.
how, for example, this is how we present the videos, the lessons on our website right now in this
Okay.
streaming format.
Nah, ini contoh yang tadi rekaman sudah ada di dalam websitenya Hologo. Jadi kalau yang tadi menggunakan HP bisa betul-betul seperti hidup, ya kan? Kalau yang ini barusan adalah contoh rekaman videonya full. Ini ada semua di websitenya Hologo. Okay, please continue.
Yeah, Suraij, on to you.
So we have a small assessment for you all as well. So I hope you listen well to the lesson. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share the link in the YouTube comment section and also in the Zoom chat section. So just give me a second. You can use the link to attempt the quiz. It's a small quiz just based on what you have listened to. There you go. I
Nah,
hope
Bapak
you
Ibu
all...
sekalian, ini ada linknya yang coba kalau Bapak Ibu sekalian mendengarkan tadi materi tentang pencernaan, coba silakan diisi. Ada di YouTube, ada juga di Zoom. Ini anak-anak yang ada di Zoom, coba ya, ada di chat box, silakan diisi linknya. Klik linknya dan diisi. How long is the quiz?
About 5 minutes.
Suraij, I think anywhere between 3 minutes, 4 minutes. It's not bad.
Oke. Bapak Ibu sekalian, kita coba 3 menit sampai 5 menit, silakan bisa diisi.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just answering some text in the chat. Somebody wants to know about mathematics.
Yes, I think
that-
we can have a Q&A right after this towards
Yes, yes.
once we finish the session. Yeah.
I hope everyone is able to attempt the quiz.
Ya, Bapak Ibu silakan coba kuisnya dari materi yang tadi sudah di-sharing, ditayangkan tentang pencernaan manusia. Coba aja nggak apa-apa. Jadi kita modelnya seperti apa. Nggak ada benar, nggak ada salah di sini. Ini cuma ngetes saja Bapak Ibu.
So our quizzes in the web is going to be similar to what you are able to see right now with the link I have shared. As Datura mentions, those are the type of quizzes we have on the website.
Oh, the one that you just shared is some of the sample of the real quizzes
Yeah, on the website.
on the website, right?
Yeah.
Oke.
It's the same.
Nah, ini contoh pertanyaan-pertanyaan sudah disiapkan oleh Hologo. Jadi nanti dalam anak-anak belajar, kita lihat ini contohnya seperti apa.
You'll be able to see your score once you complete the quiz. And I will be able to get the report as well.
Okay. Can you share already some of the report? I think some people already tried.
Yes, let's
Suraij,
have a look. I'm just,
they'll be able to see their scores, right? As
yeah,
well?
they'll be able to see their scores. Yeah.
Ya, Bapak Ibu sekalian juga siswa-siswa juga bisa langsung melihat skor mereka di tes yang tadi. Jadi modelnya selalu habis mereka belajar, ada tesnya, ada assessmentnya, evaluasinya yang mereka juga bisa nanti mengulang lagi, mereka diperdalam lagi.
As of now, 4 people have completed the quiz.
Ada 4 orang yang sudah selesai.
Yeah, I think Suraij, how long has it been?
It has been around 10 minutes, I guess.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think in the chat box we had received a message with regards to what we have in mathematics. So I just wanted to take this moment just to show. So for example, at the moment, these are the lessons that we have in mathematics. Again, it has been categorized into the above categories: money, numbers, trigonometry, measurements, algebra, and more experiences. And as we explained earlier, there's a minimum of 30 lessons that are added to the existing library. So just to give you a very quick demonstration into one of the lessons, what I'm going to do is I went into the lesson that's angles of elevation. And
Nah, ini contoh isi di matematika. Tadi ada pertanyaan, apa aja kalau matematika?
okay.
I believe there is an internet issue, right, Chatur?
Yeah, yes. One second. Apologies, there's a small problem with my internet. Let me see if I can find something else. So it's quite similar to this, what you see. So when you press on
In this
slide
lesson,
1,
we're going to learn how to divide fractions with one another. Now let's say we have 3/8 divided by 1/4, in other words 3/8 divided by 1/4. We can see that there are 2 pizzas here, where the first one has been divided into 8 pieces, and the second one has been divided into 4 pieces. Now, to represent 3/8 and 1/4, 3 pieces from the first pizza and 1 piece from the second pizza are shown in this particular illustration, as you can see. Now, we know that dividing simply means seeing how many of the second fraction fits into the first one. As this illustration clearly shows, the second piece fits in exactly once over the first piece, while leaving another half. So the answer should simply be 1.5. This is once again confirmed by the workings I've shown as well. Once again, I hope this gives you a bit of a visual understanding of how dividing fractions work in real life. In this lesson, we're going to learn how to divide fractions with one another.
so that's, for example, one of the sample lessons of mathematics. Now, to get into the final section, I'll take you through the journeys function. So hopefully my internet will not play up. So I'm going to go into the solar system. And as I mentioned earlier, to get the full experience, you have to activate the AR function. Open the door. So now the door is right here. I'm going to remove my headphones and I have to physically walk into the door.
Oh, oke, nice. Ini solar system, Bapak Ibu sekalian, tata surya. Jadi Catura akan buat headsetnya karena dia harus jalan beneran seakan-akan ke tata surya. Ini dia jalan pakai handphonenya, tapi merasakan kayak berada di luar angkasa. Menarik sekali. Is it stuck? Internet? Oh, okay.
I'm inside the solar system, and as you can see, the door is here.
Wow.
So I can make the door smaller, and I can move it. And now I can walk around the solar system. As you can see, I can go closer to the planet. I can walk away from the planet, and I can see everything basically orbiting around our sun. And ideally, as I mentioned, so this is an environment that we have completely digitally created in a way where it understands space. So I can walk close, and I'm walking, I'm getting closer to the sun. The more I walk, the closer I come.
Nah, ini contoh tata surya yang menggunakan augmented reality. Penggunanya jalan langsung ke luar angkasa.
So this is something that has been very popular during the pandemic.
Very nice.
Ya, teknologi VR yang tak menggunakan apa-apa peralatan VR.
I wish I went to school around this time. You know. In my time, there's no technology like this. Zaman saya buru-buru ada teknologi kayak gini nih.
The planets are actually in the actual size ratio as well compared to sun.
Yeah.
That they are orbiting around the sun.
You come back into the room.
Ya, masa kita pun nggak ada yang ini. Kita pun pakai buku.
Nothing like that.
Imagination. Ya, imagine. Ya. Ya.
Semua rasionya sesuai dengan aslinya, Bapak Ibu sekalian. Jadi dari sisi jarak, dari sisi besarnya betul-betul sesuai dengan rasio aslinya. Luar biasa sekali.
So this is so I think we've come to an end of the webinar. At this moment, this is our last segment. So if there are any questions, I believe we will be more than happy to answer and address them.
Oke, Bapak Ibu sekalian, sekarang paparannya sedikit sudah selesai. Mungkin Bapak Ibu ada pertanyaan, silakan bisa ketik di kolom chat di YouTube atau yang berada di Zoom bisa raise hand, angkat tangan, atau bisa menyampaikan pertanyaannya lewat chat. Maybe Catura, we can start by how do people can access this? I mean, if they want to use Hologo in their teaching and learning process, how will they do it?
I think at the moment, from a organic perspective, if it's just one teacher or a student that wants to use the application, they can go on to Google Play Store or Apple's App Store, and they can download the platform. And to give some information with regards to the commercials, we are available at $10, so $9.99 for 1 full year. That's the subscription details. And
But of course, for B2B, this is if the school wants Hologo in their day-to-day academic activities, then when the school gets in touch with us, we provide significant discounts, almost 50% off, or sometimes even further than 50%, depending on the volume of the subscriptions.
Oke. Bapak Ibu sekalian, tadi ada yang bertanya tentang bagaimana jika sekolah ingin menggunakan teknologi hologo ini untuk kegiatan pembelajarannya. Jadi Catura menjawab, kalau ini hanya masih nyoba-nyoba saja, hanya 1-2 orang, entah gurunya, entah siswanya, bisa langsung ke Google Play Store atau
App Store.
iPhone App Store, ya, Apple App Store di sana, cari Hologo World, itu nama aplikasinya, dan biaya berlangganannya $9.99 per tahun. Jadi kira-kira 140.000 per tahun lah. Ini untuk individual, ya kan? Tapi kalau sekolah mau pakai, ya misalnya memang mau dipakai benar-benar untuk pembelajaran, bisa langsung kontak di Hologo World/learn. Nanti saya akan share juga di YouTube. Itu bisa dapat diskon yang luar biasa banyak kan gitu. Jadi silakan bisa melakukan pilihannya itu.
I think they can go on the website, and in the website they can communicate with us if there are any schools interested, and then of course we will be able to provide them with custom offers.
Okay, there is one question for school. Are there any trial version for this?
So trial versions for schools? Yes, at the moment we are actually doing a trial version. We are providing a pilot program, which we started in January. So at the moment we've onboarded quite a significant amount of schools globally. So ideally how this works is that if there's a school that has the necessary or the required digital infrastructure, then we provide the schools with a 1-year pilot program to all the students and all the teachers that are part of the school. And then it's almost similar to a case study. However, if there are teachers in the school that want trials, I think we will be able to facilitate that as well. But the most important thing here is the digital compatibility and the infrastructure, if it is available in the institute.
Oke, jadi untuk yang mau mencoba Hologo ini bahkan akan menyediakan pilot program buat sekolah-sekolah. Jadi silakan langsung kontak saja ke Hologo bagi sekolah yang berminat untuk mencoba sebagai trial atau langsung bahkan pilot untuk bagaimana bisa implementasi. Menurut saya sih pribadi, apalagi di era pandemi sekarang ya, yang anak-anak juga di rumah semua, kalau kita masih modelnya guru ceramah terus, anak-anak makin bosen. Tapi kalau menggunakan metode ini, mereka semakin semangat dan rasanya kan kayak main game, apalagi bisa jalan-jalan ke tembok Cina, jalan-jalan ke luar angkasa, dan macam-macam. Menurut saya sih sebagai seorang pendidik, ini sebagai satu pilihan yang menarik, dan juga dari sisi biaya sepertinya nggak berat ya, apalagi kalau kita bicara satu sekolah ya. Kalau yang individu aja hanya sekitar 140.000 per tahun kan begitu. Jadi nggak mahal kalau menurut saya sih untuk dengan sesuatu hal yang bisa kita dapatkan. Oke. Ada pertanyaan lain mungkin, Bapak Ibu sekalian? Anak-anak juga boleh bertanya nih. Adik-adik yang ikut di sini, ada yang mau ditanyakan boleh. Miss Arum, maybe you want to say something or ask about something?
Yeah, good afternoon,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah, selamat
Good
siang.
afternoon, Miss Arum.
Afternoon.
Yeah, sorry,
Yeah.
I'm outside, so that is why a bit noisy.
Okay,
So
nggak
actually,
apa-apa.
It's okay.
yeah, I am teaching.
Hello?
Connection problem.
Yeah.
Not sure.
Yeah, happens
This is
everywhere.
Indonesia.
Happens
The
everywhere.
lower primary. So,
Okay, lower
is
primary.
there
Okay.
any what is it for grade ones? Any topic that covered there? Maybe science.
Yeah, science.
She's asking specifically for lower primary. She's
Hello.
At the
teaching
moment,
first grade.
yeah. Mr. Balan, would you like?
Can you hear me clearly?
Yeah, can. Kalau lower primary kan kita ada untuk, let's say is for diffusion. Kalau diffusion ada. Kalau yang untuk perkenaan kepada, let's say skin ataupun yang basic pasal animals, yang tu ada. That is there.
Yeah. I think majority of the lessons are there. So you can use the models. What I can say is that we have the current content that is there. Majority is aligned to middle school and high school. However, lots of primary school teachers have been making use of it because they don't listen, they don't make use of the standard lesson. They make use of the models because those models are still learned in the primary section.
Ya, kalau kan kita mau belajar fotosintesis kan, fotosintesis kalau kita mau belajar kita boleh gaya tunjukkan modelnya, pokoknya, the plant, dan kita boleh tunjuk this is how photosynthesis berlaku. So that kind of things makes the students interesting. So nowadays everybody dengan gadget HP nya, so they know a lot of things. So you can use that. So I see a lot of primary teachers, lower primary yang menggunakan itu untuk for their classes. Can be done. Yeah. Yes, Miss Arum?
I think she's having connection.
Are you able to listen to me? Boleh nggak? Boleh dengar ya saya? Miss Arum? I think connection problem, I think.
Yeah, maybe you have a sample, like that you can show inside.
I think you can show the photosynthesis. Yeah. Can show something about photosynthesis.
Something for lower primary.
Yeah, animals, hippopotamus, or plants.
Animals.
Yeah, simple.
Yeah, just a second.
They also have the flowers, the budding. Yeah, cross section of the flowers is there.
I mean, this is a lesson in biology itself, but I guess, so this is something that it's the formation of flowers that can be used.
Hey guys, so today we meet with the objective of learning all about flowers. Now, to be specific, the formation of flowers. Now you're going to see a flower growing from a very small bud into a fully grown, beautiful flower. So let's take a look at how this happens. Now we all know when the fertilization process in flowers occurs just right.
And another thing is the animal section, as Mr. Balan mentioned earlier. So here, for example, we've got all the animals. And so ideally, say, okay, so I mean, that's not too entertaining. Let me find something entertaining. Okay. So
let's draw the peacock.
Yeah, Idam's favorite. But again, yeah, I think my internet is acting up on me.
Yeah, open something which you have already opened. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What have I opened? I think I've already opened elephant. Okay. So what you can do is you can bring all these animals into your classroom, and this is basically been the most popular thing amongst primary audiences. So basically you press AR, and then you can bring the elephant into your room, and then ideally all the actions of the elephants are below. So if you want to show your the students how an elephant attacks, you can just press on it, and it mimics the behavior, and then you can press run, and it shows how it does that. And then when you press walk, it shows how it does this as well. And so lots of students are, especially kids, they're really excited because they go near them and they sit, and while others can almost see them next to them. So it makes the classroom very entertaining with primary students.
And one more satu lagi feature yang ada dalam untuk Hologo, jika guru-guru and bapa-bapa semua kalau udah download app-nya kepada HP, so once kita udah buka the experience, kita nggak perlu lagi internet untuk play the experience. So udah sekali kita buka play the experience, then kali kedua ketiga kita nggak perlu ada internet, so you can just play the experience. So that's the easy part for Hologo. Yeah.
Okay, we do have one question here from YouTube. This is coming from SD Al Islamiyah Surabaya.
Okay, primary school.
Surabaya. The question is, you mentioned about collaboration. Can you show us how students can collaborate with this app? Something like that, basically. How?
Oh, you mean the multiplayer, correct? I think.
Yeah, but I mean, like something that you mentioned earlier.
Yes, yes. This is with the technology, the capabilities of the technology. However, at the moment, we at Hologo do not have this capability. It will be coming in the future updates.
Oke. Untuk sekarang masih belum bisa ditunjukkan, tapi dalam waktu dekat kolaborasinya akan bisa ditunjukkan. Next question from Pak Heri Ismanto. The question is, when schools subscribe to Hologo, will they only get the content, or you also have some sort of curriculum and training, something like that?
So when schools subscribe to Hologo, we give them teacher development webinars, the digital training, ideally on how to use the product, both in a classroom environment and in a distant learning environment. But with regard to curriculum, as mentioned earlier, so we are not a curriculum aligned application. So we don't necessarily provide curriculum-based applications. But if we have partnerships within the market, then what we do is we provide, if we do have the partnership, then we make a curriculum-specific bundle that will be made available in the website, so they can access it. So ideally what that bundle will be is a mirror of the textbook that is used in the national syllabus.
Oke, jadi Bapak Ibu sekalian, Pak Heri Ismanto, yang jelas kalau sekolah akan menggunakan produk ini dari Hologo akan memberikan pelatihan, trainingnya. Nah, tapi kalau kita bicara kurikulum, memang tadi Hologo tidak spesifik ngikutin misalnya kurikulum Cambridge atau kurikulum IB atau kurikulum Singapura atau manapun, belum ke sana. Tetapi bukan tidak mungkin, dan ini juga salah satu hal yang saya diskusikan dengan pihak mereka, Indonesia kan bulan ini akan ganti kurikulum. Ya kan? Kita akan mau mencoba bicara dengan Kemendikbud untuk Hologo ini menjadi mengikuti kurikulum nasional dengan kurikulum yang baru. Jadi kita akan siapkan supaya ngikutin memang kurikulum Indonesia. Paling nggak itu yang sedang kita diskusikan. Mudah-mudahan bisa berjalan lancar, Pak Heri. Okay? So, is there any other questions?
I think if there isn't, we probably could make this the last because we have another engagement in about 5 minutes time.
Okay. All right then. So thank you very much, Chatura.
It's a pleasure.
Mr. Suraij and Mr. Balan for your sharing. Bapak Ibu sekalian, terima kasih atas waktunya. Mudah-mudahan apa yang kita sharing di hari ini bisa bermanfaat. Memang ini sebuah teknologi baru dan yang sangat menarik. Itulah kenapa membuat saya mengundang Anda semua untuk sekedar tahu kalau ternyata memang dunia pendidikan itu juga sudah sangat maju. Artinya sangat berbeda dengan era saya sekolah dulu yang semuanya serba jadul, semuanya tidak memanfaatkan teknologi, tapi ya namanya juga semakin berkembang, tentunya kita ingin memanfaatkan teknologi seoptimal mungkin sehingga hasilnya juga optimal dan sesuai dengan kebutuhan anak-anak kita sekarang.
Di waktu pandemik.
Sekali lagi terima kasih.
Alright, thank you.
Right, betul sekali. Terima kasih sekali atasnya. Mohon maaf jika ada hal yang kurang berkenan. Salam sehat untuk kita semua. Saya tutup. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Om Santi Santi Om. Sampai jumpa lagi.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.